Obrigado. So, I'm here to talk about what I usually talk about: peace, this life, our understanding. But always the same thing can be talked about in different ways. In our lives, we all want to feel gratitude. We want to feel thankful. And if you really understand, what does it really take to feel thankful? Simple, extremely simple. Then it takes gratification. If you don't have gratification, it'll be very difficult to have gratitude. Do you know what gratification means? One of the meanings of gratification is to be fulfilled. Without that fulfillment, it is impossible to feel thankful. You cannot have gratitude. Now, some people say, if you get a flat tire and you're on the side of the road and you're late for your work and you're feeling pretty bad, it's a hot day, it's pretty miserable, you already have a problem with your car, you don't know what you're going to do, and somebody might come to you and say, well, you should feel thankful. And you ask them, what should I be feeling thankful for? So, well, you could be feeling thankful that your car is not a vampire. That it doesn't have these teeth and it's not eating you. And you could say, you have a point there. Just by imagining things getting even worse, and you say, well, I'm thankful that they're not that bad, and then try to feel gratitude in your life, unfortunately, you will not. Because genuine gratitude can only take place if there is a genuine gratification. Genuine fulfillment is the only possible way to have genuine gratitude in your life. So, hold that thought. This morning, I believe it was around 4 o'clock in the morning, I had this idea. And my idea is this, and I'll present it to you. You have a clay pot, a vessel. It's not antique, it's not anything special, it is what it is. A relatively inexpensive, from dirt, from clay, a pot that is created. Now, when it's empty, its value is what its value is. Maybe it's 2 euros, 3 euros, 5 euros, something like that. But if you fill that pot with pure diamonds, genuine, real diamonds, what do you think will happen to the value of the pot? No, I mean, you realize that the pot has nothing to do with the diamonds. The value of the pot should not change. And there is no reason why it should change. But just because it is full of something very precious, believe it or not, its value will change. Conversely, if it is filled with something really bad, its value should not change, should it? I mean, what it is holding has really nothing to do with the clay pot. It's not like when you put the diamonds in the clay pot became diamonds. If you filled it with gold, it's not like the clay pot became out of gold. But when something precious is placed in it, its value also increases. When something garbage is placed in it, its value also decreases. And when that which increased or decreased its value is taken away from it, taken out of it, it comes back to its normal value. So, what do I mean? Why did I tell you this? What do I mean by this? The clay pot, this is the clay pot. Some people say, you are made out of dirt. The dirt that talks, walks, sees, thinks, hears, feels. This is the clay pot. And its value is what it is. And when something incredible has been placed inside of it, its value has increased 100-fold. And when this vessel is filled with valuables like clarity, with valuables like understanding, valuables like love, valuables like peace, valuables like sincerity, valuables like fulfillment, valuables like knowledge. Then the value of this clay pot becomes priceless. And when this clay pot is filled with confusion, with doubt, with anger, with insincerity, with hate, then the value of this clay pot goes down, down, down. And when the time comes and whatever is in this pot is extracted out, is taken away, the value of this begins to exactly be what it is. What you admire in a person is not the value of this, but what is in this. And in your life, if you want to increase the value of your being, the value of your being on the face of this earth, then you must fill this pot with the precious items. Some of you are sitting here going, how? To you, that's important. To me, that's not important. You know why it's important to you? How? Because you don't know. You know why it's not important to me? How? Because I do know. So you are wondering how? I'm going, don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. Understand, first of all, what has to be done. Are you interested in increasing the value of this time that you have on the face of this earth? I'm not here to fill your head with who you were in your last lifetime. I'm not here to fill your head with what's going to happen to you after you die. Because I don't think you can afford to speculate. I don't think you can afford to say, I think. This will happen to me after I die. Because what you have to do now. Even those people who believe something will happen after you die, even they understand that whatever has to happen now. And I agree, whatever has to happen now. Because if you didn't find the heaven now, how would you even know if you found it? What would be your frame of reference? Clouds? No, seriously. So, you think you will be able to see the clouds? You think so? How far do you think the clouds go? The tropopause is the limit of the clouds. They can't go above that. The trope, it's called. That's the limit. Are you talking about going beyond the trope? Because if you're going beyond the trope, you're not going to find the clouds. You'll have to look down and go, clouds. The thing that feels warm and cold will remain here. The thing that thinks will be here. What will you do? What if that heaven is inside of you right now? What if that heaven has always been inside of you right now? I mean, one argument I make to people is very, very simple. Do you agree that wherever God is, there is heaven? I mean, a godless heaven isn't going to be very heavenly, is it? I mean, a primary requirement for heaven would be at least there's a God there. So would you agree that God is necessary for God to be there where there is heaven? And if that is so, then one can also assume that wherever there is God, there is heaven. This is just for the argument's sake. Because in reality, that is so. Wherever there is God, there is heaven. And God is inside of you. And because God is inside of you, the heaven is inside of you. Can you understand for even a fraction of a second that the possibility that the heaven that you have been wanting to be in has always been there? Can you possibly accept? Because you see, people are waiting. People are waiting for the angel, the heavenly angel, to come and solve your problems. The world's problems, your uncle's problems, your neighbor's problems, everybody's problems. But most importantly, your problems. And what if I told you that the angel that you have been waiting for has come? The angel that can fix your problems has come. And you know who that angel is? You. You are the angel. You are the angel that has come on the face of this earth that can fix all your problems. That can make this life sweet. From bitterness, the venom of misunderstanding. Believe me, when you are in love, love bestows upon you a nectar. When you are clear, clarity bestows upon you nectar. And when you are unclear, when you are in doubt, when you are questioning, when you are not clear, it puts out nothing short of a venom. And it's puzzling. Because in the confusion, you know it doesn't feel good. You don't know how to get out of the confusion, but you know this is no good. In doubt, it's no good. In pain, in suffering, it's no good. But also know that the solution to this also lies within, inside of you. In my life, everything is complicated if I am not simple. My priorities in my life, if I don't accept the simplicity of existence, I say to people, you are alive. Do you have any idea what it means to be alive? Do you? Do you have any idea what it means to be alive? I'm not talking to you. You saw that video of me getting this award, this thing. Has nothing to do with it. I know to help a person, you have to touch the heart, not the mind. You have to speak to the heart, not the mind. This is not the realm of the mind. This is the realm of the heart. To recognize what it means to be alive today, the value, you have to fill this vessel with something precious. Not once, again and again and again and again, till it is full. Anything less is a compromise. People say to me, oh, but I have responsibilities. I agree you have responsibilities, but you have your responsibility too. If a mother is driving her baby in her car on the freeway, going really fast, 120 kilometers an hour, that's not very fast, going 120 kilometers. And the baby in the back goes, "Mommy, I am hungry." What should the mother do? Should the mother let go of the steering wheel, turn around, pull out the food, and start feeding the baby? You think that would be wise? But don't you think the mother has a responsibility to feed the baby? Don't you think so? I mean, who else is going to feed the baby? There's nobody else in the car. It's just her and the baby. Baby is in the back seat. She's in the front seat. Shouldn't she feed the baby? But if she does that, neither her nor the baby would be alive. So yes, she has a responsibility to feed the baby. But the primary first responsibility at this point in time, because she is in the car, she is driving on the freeway, is to safely keep driving. Even though the baby has declared, "I am hungry," keep driving, find a safe spot, pull up, stop the car, and then take care of that responsibility. Which basically means that the responsibility of feeding the baby has been observed by driving. It's more important that this first happens. When you fly an airplane, this is what they teach you. Forget about everything else. Fly the airplane. Even if it's got problems, just fly the airplane. Don't get distracted. And it is the same thing. You are on the freeway. Excuse me, but you are on the freeway of life. You are driving. You are not parked. The breath is coming and going inside of you, and this is miles going by. And you are moving. First responsibility, driving. Drive straight, drive right, drive correct, drive safely. What is driving safely in this freeway of life? To acknowledge all that is around you. There is that car, there is that car, there is that car, there is that car. The distance that you need to preserve from the front, from the back, from the sides. Slow down when you need to, speed up when you need to. You are driving. Life is afoot. We are not here, by the way. This is not training for you all that you in the next 5 hours are going to be going down to earth. And so I'm here to train you, give you a little lecture, and give you some pointers so that when you get down to earth, you can have a good time. No, 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 no. We're already here. This has begun. This has begun. It's already happening. But at the same time, every moment in our life that goes by without having gratification, without having fulfillment, is a moment that is wasted. Gone. The value, you would try to understand the value of time. You shouldn't be trying to worry about time because you know what? There's nothing you can do about time. Nothing. Nothing. The only way you can do something about time is take off from Earth in a spaceship and travel at the speed of light for a really long time, at the speed of light, for a long time, then you might be able to do something about time. But on this here planet Earth, there is not much you can do about time, and that's what you're worried about. No, 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 no. Wrong thing to be worried about. What you should be worried about is what you are going to do in the time. Not about the time. What are you going to do in the time? Do you not know that the time you have on the face of this earth is limited? How quickly you forget that. The very thing that is so fragile has forgotten its fragility. The very thing that is destined to one day, as it has come to go one day, has forgotten about leaving. There is a lot of people who say, I am not under any illusion. No? I think you are in pretty good illusion if you don't understand that one day you have got to go and you better shape up and do what you need to do whilst you can do it. I'm not threatening you. I'm just stating a fact. You can run confused in this world or be in peace. Pick one. Pick one. When I said pick one, either you can be confused or be in peace, pick one. Is there something inside of you that is favoring peace? Is there? Because if there is, then congratulations, you are a human being. You have just reached and felt your most fundamental want. You've had many things in your life, and I hope everything is kind to you and you have many more. But unless you have that one thing called peace, it is always going to feel empty to you. I didn't make that rule, and I didn't put the idea that you might be favoring peace. You did that yourself. All I asked you was, which one are you favoring? You know, yesterday, they were playing the match, Spain, Germany. and I happened to be watching it, and somebody asked me, who would you like to win? Spain or Germany? I said, I like them both. I mean, only one can win, otherwise it's called a draw. And sometimes one team is going to win, and sometimes the other team is going to win. And sometimes other team is going to win, and sometimes the other team is going to win. Every coin has two sides. Every coin has two sides. They cannot have one-sided coin. And sometimes you're going to win, and the other side of that coin is sometimes you're going to lose. But the issue is, can you be fulfilled every single day of your life? This is not a question, because I have the answer to this question. And here's the answer to this question. The question is, can you be fulfilled every single day of your life? And the answer to that is, yes, you can. Every single day. Remember? I said to you, some people ask, how? I'm not concerned about the how. I know the how. I have the key. The question is, are you interested? And I'm talking to everybody, people who already have knowledge and don't have knowledge, and always I'm talking to everybody. I don't care. You have this, you have that, you don't have this, you don't have that. No, the question is always the same, because every day you have to renew. Every day you have to renew. Every day you have to re-understand. This is what I'm about to do. I am today going to use the resources of today and the resources that are within me to fulfill myself. Priority number one. Yes, I will do this. Yes, I will do this. Yes, I have to go there. Yes, I have to go there. Yes, I have to do this. Yes, I have to talk to this person. Yes, I have to buy this. Yes, I have to sell this. Yes, I have to do this. But today, I will also fulfill myself. Today, I will experience peace. Today, I will experience peace. Not thought peace, not peace I think I am in peace, or logic and deduction, I should be in peace. If today I feel hungry, what do I need? I need food. No? Can I say to myself, but listen, you had food yesterday, the day before that, 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 the day before that. And why are you feeling hungry today? It doesn't work like that, does it? You feel hungry, you need food. You cannot deduce. If I feel sleepy, I feel sleepy. Many times, when I'm flying over the Pacific, I'm sitting in the cockpit, and sleep comes. And it's peaceful, it's smooth, everything is great. The engines are just humming along. Nothing is wrong, everything is great, and just slowly. The eyes get heavy. You're trying to say, no, don't fall asleep. It's like, no, it's okay, it's so relaxing. You cannot deduce, it's how you slept yesterday, you slept the day before that, the day before that, the day before that. Basically, up till in your whole life, you have been sleeping a lot more than actually being awake. It doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. What is your necessity? And many of the necessities dictated by your thought, by your ideas, by your responsibilities, you understand, and that's good. But what about the necessities that are dictated from your heart, from inside of you? Because something has a passion. People say, well, where is the heart? You can look at a sunset. Have you ever enjoyed a sunset? Have you? You shouldn't. There's absolutely nothing there to enjoy. What did you really enjoy? Now, what did you enjoy? The colors? That was an illusion. Absolutely. Because if the sun is setting in the East Coast, right? And it happened the other day, we flew from one of the places north of Italy to England, and we took off, and just as we took off, it was just getting dark, and we took off and started going westbound, and the sun almost froze. And sometimes in the airplane, you can see the sun is still up. You can see the sun, but now you look down and it's dark. So if you see these colors and so on, it is more of that light passing through the atmosphere, and that is totally an illusion. Because a few hours ago, the sun was shining bright, and there was no light like that. So what did you enjoy? Have you gone out and seen a full moon? Big, beautiful, bright, full moon. In a calm, beautiful, cool evening. And did you enjoy it? What did you enjoy? What? That's just the reflection of the sun. No. Logic will not be able to explain away what it is that you enjoy, but you do know you enjoy. You look at that and you are not. Forget it. It's not just you. All the way back in time, your great times a million ancestors did exactly the same thing. They looked at the moon and they went, oh my God. They looked at the sun and they went, oh my God. They looked at the ocean and they went, oh my God. They looked at lightning and they went, oh my God. They didn't probably even call God God. You are enamored by the very things that you have always been enamored by. And you're still asking the same questions that you have always asked. Why am I here? What am I doing here? What is the purpose of my life? I mean, either you have asked that question or you haven't yet. It's only a matter of time before you will. You will ask that question. And do you know, every single generation asks that question, and people have been asking that questions as far back as you can go in time, and nobody has the answer for it. And you would think somebody would get smart and go, two top questions. Why am I here? What is the purpose of my life? I'll write the answer. Can't. Because the answer to these questions can only be felt, not written down. Not written down. It is not about explanation, it is about feeling. Love is not about explanation. Truth is not about explanation. God is not about explanation. That's why there is so much trouble in this world in the name of God. Everybody is trying to still figure out what God said. To this day, everybody, I know what God said. And the other person says, no, that's not what God said. And then the other one goes, oh, I know what God said. And the other one goes, no, that's not what God said. And your God is not so good as my God. Because my God said this, your God didn't say this. And then everybody whispers in everybody's ears, there's only one God. But my God is better. You know, if there is one thing that is most incredibly misunderstood in this world, it is God. Absolutely misunderstood. God has eyes, long hair. He sits there and he watches you. He has nothing else to do. Like on a big radar. There he is. And then another radar for thoughts. The thoughts you are having. And God's there. Watch this. And people say, and God will test you. And I say, wait a minute. If God is going to test you, then that means God doesn't know what you're going to do. But if God knows what you're going to do, there's no reason to test you. So the all-knowing doesn't know something. Even with and gender, his, radar, his. Why not hers? Never. Who can do anything for whom there are no rules, no rules. Have you heard of any rules for God? Have you? I haven't. God can do, apparently, anything God wants to do. And God sits there and watches you and tracks you and tests you. What will you do? Wonders? What will you do? Will you be true to God? Oh, and then there's the other one, right? The devil. Listen, in this world, people go through things that make or sound like being boiled in oil, like going to a spa. Are you feeling tired? Spa. Mental pain is an amazing kind of pain. It can destroy a person. Death due to mental pain doesn't mean anything. When all this great economic fiasco took place, people were jumping out of their windows. That's mental pain. No. Not that I think, I know, I have felt that my God resides within me. And when I know this, and I feel that closeness inside of me to my God, I smell the perfume of God. And the perfume of God is peace. No more dualities, no more confusion, but just understanding. Just answers. Answers. No questions, just answers. I understand. I understand. I feel gratitude because truly I have been gratified, fulfilled. And then I walk this earth knowing, understanding, even through all the bumps. It's not about the bumps. It's not about the storms. It's about being human. And what's the next word? Being. But when you're not, you're still human, but not being. To complete the cycle of being a human being, you have to be. I see young people, I see old people. It's not about age. There are things you have gone through that the other ones are going to go through. Parents want so much that they don't go through all the problems they went through. But it doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. They hit the bumps too. Boom, boom, boom. The parents don't want them to have bumps in their lives. It doesn't work like that. You can protect them. You can put them in a Michelin suit. Totally walking, bumper, like a huge bumper car. There are ways problems have of stripping the bumpers, stripping the protection. I always say, I saw that picture of Paris Hilton, and she was crying. And I said, can you imagine if I tried to explain to a farmer in India, a beggar in India, why is she crying? She's rich. She has more money than this person knows how to count to. So even in his most fanciful dream, he cannot imagine how wealthy she is. And then I say, and she was crying because she was being taken to prison. It wasn't a bad prison. I mean, first of all, very good security. She pays for this, that nobody from the outside come into her house. This complimentary. Compliments of the U.S. government. Food 3 times a day. Breakfast, lunch, dinner. This farmer, he's lucky if he gets 1 time a day. And limited incarceration with possibility of early parole for good behavior. And we're only talking about a few days. You know, there are people, there was this prison by San Francisco. It was one of the worst prisons. And when they released it, there was no more a prison. They left it like that. And people pay good money to actually go in there and sleep. And they have it set up like wardens and, uniform, and they, like a jail, and they lock them up. Okay, it's America, but and now for something completely different. But pain is pain, whether somebody has a lot of money or no money. Pain is pain. Suffering is suffering. And peace is peace. Regardless of your money, regardless of your stature, regardless of your accomplishment, peace is peace. Regardless of your failures, peace is peace. This heart wants the peace. And that's it. And that is the only way to be fulfilled. To feel that peace. To feel that joy. Feel. Remember? Feel, not think the joy. Not think the joy. What does thinking do? You want to know what thinking does? This is what they were doing. Everybody was rich, right? I am worth this much. I am worth this much. I am worth this much. And then recession. And I was just telling my wife coming over here, I said, all recession is the clouds have lifted away. The curtains have opened, and reality is here. But what do we call it? Recession. Oh, we are in deep recession. Means you're in deep reality. Deep, very deep reality. But we don't want to be in deep reality. People say to me, how do you know? How do you know? How do you know? And I say to you, how did you know? How did you know? People who were millionaires all of a sudden were nothings. Just like that. Banks vaporized. Just vaporized. There were people who were saying, I will make money for you. I will make money for you. And people were lining up with their money and going, please take my money. Please, I beg you, take my money. And the guy did. The guy did. On the other hand, I go to people and I say, I don't want your money. That's not what I'm here for. I have a way through which you can access what is inside of you. If you like it, fine. If you don't like it, No problem. Walk away. Nothing traded, nothing exchanged. It is the simplest contract you can have. All I ask for you, give it a fair chance. That's all I ask. Give knowledge a fair chance. That's it. And people go, 20 questions. For this other guy, only one. Will you please take my money? Or for me, 20 questions. When I am giving, not taking. When I am giving. And if there is something you want to give to me, and this I said a long time ago, I was not even a teenager then. And I said, give me love, and I will give you peace. That's it. And to this day, that's what I have been doing. That's what I have been doing. That's all. That's it. You want peace? It's that simple. Remember, it was like how? It's not the issue. I know how. I know how. That's all. That's all I ask for. And what will I give you in return? Something magnificent that is inside of you. I will teach you like you have never learned before the value of this breath. And nobody else can teach you that. Nobody else can teach you that. I will teach you the value of each breath, the value of each day. And you will evolve, and you will learn, and you will understand. And by doing this, you will plow fields of your life. And pretty soon, you will have a bumper crop. And you know what that will mean when you will have a bumper crop? You will never have to be hungry again. Ever. The emptiness, the hunger, you will never have. This I can do. This I can do. Why am I saying this to you? I do it every day. You know, to you, it's like, oh my God, that sounds like a minor miracle. Showing you what the miracle is, I do every day. Every day. Around the world. In little villages that don't even have names. In the parched deserts of Sahara. In the ghettos of Johannesburg, to desolated places in India, to cities of Bombay, Delhi, New York, Los Angeles, Lisbon, Madrid, Barcelona, Munich, Frankfurt, London, all over, Australia, New Zealand, Tahiti, Fiji, tiny, tiny islands, vast continents. Every day, people awaken and admire this breath and this life. It's pretty amazing. It's pretty amazing. My father gave me this gift. I was very young when I started doing this. Before me, he was doing this. Then I started doing it. I was speaking around very young age, and then at 9 years of age, I took over, started doing this, going around, talking to people. So, how is nothing to me. How doesn't mean anything. It's like, that's easy. That's easy. Preparing the field is the hard thing. Sowing the seeds, I got the seeds. Not a problem. That's why I came to Lisbon, to tell you about this message. That is the message. To let you know that there is a possibility. That's all. There is no forcing you. This is not to say you must do this, otherwise you're going to go to hell. I'm not here to tell you, look at this book on the chapter 14, page 8. It says you better get this. And I'm not here to bring the clouds in and the curtains. No, I'm here to remove the curtains, to remove the clouds, to remove the fog, so you can have clarity in your life. Because when this process happened for me, it touched me, I want this process to be at least available to you. And this means whether you have knowledge or not. If you're aspiring to get knowledge, aspire so that one day you can have knowledge. If you already have knowledge, practice and be fulfilled. And if you are here for the first time, well, I hope you find the message intriguing. At least. I would have. Somebody who can teach me the value of my breath. I wonder what that means. Look, it takes two things to be rich. It takes two things to be rich. One, you have to have something very precious. Right? And secondly, you have to have a lot of it. Do you agree? I mean, if you have gold, just the size of a pin, gold is precious, but that's not going to make you rich. You have to have a lot of it. Do you know that your breath is not only precious, but you have a lot of it? So, if you could find the preciousness of this breath, you would be very rich. Very, very rich indeed. That's what I came to say. I hope you enjoyed it. Take care of yourselves, and I hope I see you soon. Thank you.